pumpkin spice season. So why don't you hop on over there on Pornhub and do a little search in the little search bar there. I want you to just search the word pumpkin. Pumpkin. Just search the word pumpkin by itself. You'll be pleasantly surprised by the results. There's an interesting phenomenon happening with that word on that site. There's a trend of videos that will come up. And again, you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Crack open a cold box of wine or pour something cold on ice because it's the Binge-Watchers podcast.
Tonight's home video headlines are brought to you by Mochi. You can join Mochi at joinmochi.com. Punch in our code BingeWatchers for $40 off. We're also brought to you by Paramount Plus. You can try that free for 7 days with our affiliate link. Grab the AF link in the show notes, baby. All right, what's going on? AMC Theaters and Blumhouse announced Blumfest 2024, which I guess has replaced AMC Fest or AMC Halloween. Remember that when they would do like AMC Fest every year on the AMC channel? Anyway. So they're doing Blumfest 2024, iconic horror screenings every Wednesday in October across 54 cities every Wednesday night. So it's in cities like Atlanta, Austin, Boston, Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Los Angeles, Miami, Florida, New York, San Francisco, Seattle, DC, and I guess up to 54. I don't know, well, lost count there. I was happy to see that Happy Death Day, well, two of my favorites are screening as part of the lineup. Happy Death Day and The Black Phone. Those are both worth watching in a movie theater experience, so maybe take a look at it. Let's see. Prime Video has released the trailer for Brothers, giving a look at Josh Brolin and Peter Dinklage in their role as twin criminals doing a final job. So all of us movie fans have been waiting for Twins 2 to come out. Twins TOO, because naturally when you make a sequel, it's not the number 2, it's not the letter TOO, it's always TOO if you got a sequel with style. If you've been waiting around for Twins to show back up with Arnold and DeVito, I don't know if it's going to happen. So if you're trying to fill that void, stuff that hole, so to speak, you could watch this movie, Brothers, with Brolin and Dinklage. I watched the trailer. It looks like they include a funny joke with orangutan, so that's going to be good, right? Is it a Me Too moment with an orangutan? I don't know. But Josh Brolin was freaked out, and he wanted to cleanse himself with hand sanitizer. It looks funny. The trailer looks good. Looks like they have at least one good gag in the movie. Hopefully the trailer didn't spoil the best joke in the movie. We'll find out. It's also peak screaming time on Paramount Plus, so they're rolling out their Halloween season stuff. I was looking through the list to see like what are some of my favorites on there. You got It Follows, Talk to Me. You got the 76 King Kong 1976 with Jeff Bridges. Check that out. Event Horizon. Addams Family Values was on there. The original Buffy. We're talking OG Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, not the show. Also, if you want to go a little retro, they got a 90s Kids Nickelodeon Nickoween, so to speak, playlist. Bunch of Halloween-themed episodes collected together. Speaking of Halloween-themed episodes, supposedly on October 14th, they're going to drop a Family Guy Halloween special. Peter and his friends, they're going to aim to unseat the reigning champion at like a pumpkin carving event or some kind of pumpkin contest. And it's Glenn Powell, from Top Gun 2, whatever. Everybody's favorite movie star right now, Glenn Powell. He's going to show up as Quahog's annual champ, or he's like the reigning champion at the annual pumpkin contest. And Peter's going to try to win by any means necessary, Family Guy style, right? That looks interesting. But then also, Disney Plus announced that they're doing a brand new Halloween-themed Simpsons short film or special called The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, but it's going to be coming out sometime mid-October as well. But it's got Sideshow Bob teaming up with, actually, get this, villains from Disney, right, to share the true meaning of the Halloween season. So it's not like other Simpsons characters and another Bart versus Sideshow Bob. It's like they're going across the Disney Plus platform, pulling like what, I don't know, the Mickey Mouse villains or the House of Villains or the House of Nastiness, whatever they call it, the House of Villainous. What are they? I don't know what they call it, but they've done this thing where they've branched out all these Disney stories with the villains. There you go. Oh, and here's a weird, odd thing. Movie theaters are doubling down on their investment to improve the quality of the movie theater experience, and their next bright idea, which is actually one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of, they're adding pickleball courts to theaters all across America. So I guess if you're playing a pickleball match, you blow out your knee and you get tired and you want to sit down, I guess then maybe you watch a movie at that point? Is that how the experience is supposed to go? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Tonight's movie is Zone Troopers. American soldiers led by the Sarge are stuck behind Nazi enemy lines. As they make their way across the Italian countryside, they come across an alien spaceship that has crash landed in the woods. The alien pilot is dead, of course, but one of the ship's passengers is on the loose. As the GIs hunt down the alien by splitting into smaller groups, they're not only tracked by the Nazis, but a whole host of other aliens come to save their stranded party. You got Tim Thomerson. He started out as a stand-up comedian, but he was also in Honky Tonk Man, Uncommon Uncommon Valor, Near Dark, Air America. Of course, he's Jack Death in Trancers, and Brick Bardo and Dollman. Basically, Tim Thomerson to me is like the poster boy of the B-movie hero, right? I think he is right there shoulder to shoulder with like somebody like Bruce Campbell, right? Anyway, and Trancers is awesome, by the way. Art LaFleur, you've probably seen this guy. He was in Field of Dreams, Forever Young, Maverick, The Sandlot, the remake of The Blob. He's been in a ton of shows on old TV. You most likely recognize him as the Tooth Fairy in the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen. And he also got Biff Maynard. He's in like almost 20 episodes of the 1990s Flash show, I think, as a detective. I know him as Hap Ashby, an iconic Trancers character. So yeah, what's funny about these three dudes playing the soldiers, rubbing shoulders with the aliens, fighting the Nazis, all three of these actors have been together in Trancers. They're also in a comedy called The Wrong Guys, which I haven't seen yet. I didn't know there was another one featuring all three of them. I'm going to take a look at that because it sounds interesting. The Wrong Guys is like a plot about how some former Boy Scouts have forgotten what it means to hang out in the woods and they get together for nostalgia reasons. I don't know. It's like a boys' trip. It's called The Wrong Guys there and there. It also has John, the guy from Roseanne, The Connors. What's this dude's name? It's also King Ralph. He also played Fred Flintstone. I mean, John Goodman. Thank God I was able to remember that name. And I don't want the comments after forgetting John Goodman's name. Anyway, he's also in The Wrong Guys. Anyway, so is Louis Anderson. If you know Louis Anderson, he's a funny comedian. Life with Louis. Anyway, he's in The Wrong Guys as well. So yeah, it's a bunch of funny guys out in the woods. I don't know, doing something. I haven't seen that movie yet. Out in the woods doing something. A bunch of guys. That's hilarious. Out of context, right? Anyway, all three of those dudes are in Transfers. They're also in The Wrong Guys. Oh, Art LaFleur's character. Oh, anyway, I almost got into my favorite bits. Can't do that. I'm jumping ahead of myself. All right, we'll be right back with our favorite bits from Zone Troopers right after these messages. Tonight is brought to you by Mochi. Get started at joinmochi.com. Use code Binge-Watchers to receive $40 off. Mochi is a telehealth platform that connects patients seeking medication-based weight loss treatment with board-certified doctors and dietitians to help them determine the best treatment options to accomplish that goal. Their program is completely virtual, meaning you can access their services anywhere in the United States, and we'll be meeting with their team online. Basically how it works, it breaks down like this. They believe in weight management medicine programs personalized for you. It's got science-backed medications, which might include GLP-1s like Ozempic and Mounjaro and Zepbound, versions of them that come from compounded pharmacies. That's just one of the tools in their toolbox. They connect you with the providers to discuss evidence-based weight loss strategies using every tool in their belt. You got licensed RDNs, MDs, they're all board certified in obesity medicine. Also prescription medicine and sleep therapy. So you do a couple things. You complete an eligibility form, which only takes a few minutes to fill out the form to see if you're eligible. You choose a subscription plan. You explore the flexible plans and see which option best suits your needs and goals. Then you meet with the provider and the registered dietitian. You set up a profile with a virtual visit with a provider, and the pricing breaks down like this. You can pay with insurance, a monthly subscription fee plus the copay, or a monthly subscription fee plus the medication cost. But they're going to take a holistic approach to help you with your weight loss. Again, it's that science-backed medication. You're going to reach your weight loss goals with the science-backed FDA-approved GLP-1 medication support from these real doctors that they got. And they're helping to make it easy and sustainable. So the changes will help you achieve your results. Get started at joinmochi.com. Use code Binge-Watchers to receive that $40 off. I'm looking into signing up. Let's try it out. See how it goes. All right. Prepare to be scared. The Peak Screaming Collection is now streaming on Paramount Plus. Whether you're looking for a twisted thriller, a stunning shocker, or something absolutely bone-chilling, Paramount Plus is the place to be during the spooky season. Stream hits like A Quiet Place Day 1, Smile, or Scream 6. And check out the new movie Apartment 7A. Ready to be haunted all month long? Try Paramount Plus. Grab our link. Get haunted by the Peak Screaming Collection all month long on Paramount Plus. Try it free. Now back to our favorite bits. With the show already in progress, our favorite bits from Zone Troopers. I love the magnetic interference of all their equipment. It breaks down their radar, breaks down their compass. The antenna guy can't get anybody on the radio signal. I also like the alien jet, I think is well designed for an indie low budget movie. It's got lots of character. The cockpit's well designed. The interior hallways are kind of cool. It does seem out of spacey. And again, they're flexing their independent budget, so they're making something interesting to look at with limited resources. Anyway, the ray guns that are being used are awesome. They blast these guys with circles of light and they get vaporized in balls of light, and it's pretty cool. The alien design, it's very real looking. It's both like an insect, bug-like, but bestial. So it looks like an ape and a bug at the same time. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I call it the creature. I don't know what to call it. Call it the Zone Trooper. I mean, I don't know what it's the alien. So Tim Thomerson and Art LaFleur obviously bring a lot of character to this. Biff kind of tosses it away. He doesn't seem as believable as the other two, but again, it's that trio. I mean, they have good chemistry on screen, so if you see all three of them in a movie together, you're going to have a fun time. Now, my other favorite bit is the hologram projector. The young soldier, he's getting a little antsy, and he's playing around with one of the aliens' tools, and it projects a go-go dancer, and then him and Mittens. I forget the young guy's code name. But, Art LaFleur's character gets referred to a lot in the movie. That's the only reason I know his code name. And the Sarge, obviously the leader of the group. So it's the Sarge, Mittens, Dolson, or whatever, is Biff's character. I mean, they should have just called him Biff. I mean, his name is Biff in real life. I mean, what better character name than Biff is there? Anyway. Ratings. What do we do on the show? Binge now, binge later, or binge never? Pretty much self-explanatory. You got to watch it now, get around to it, or don't waste your time. I tried really hard to like this movie, guys. Binge now, binge later, binge never. It's a binge later. It's not close to historically accurate. I'm talking about I'm not a World War II buff, but things seem too modern and a bit off. Most of the Germans don't seem very German in their depiction, and the extras probably are not German. The most German thing seems like the aliens who are supposed to be part of the same species. When the one alien is stranded and gonna get rescued by another patrol squad of aliens, they show up and they look like Norwegian or Nordic or Swedish or Viking. They're blonde, blue-eyed, 6 feet tall. The other alien's 5'1" and looks like a bug beast monster, which is funny. I don't know if it's supposed to be funny or scary, depicting that the female is the hairy bug, right? All the males are these tall, giant, blonde, Adonis-looking dudes. Which is funny because like they have slightly bluish skin, which is like a description of the Nordic aliens. Traditionally, if you look out the conspiracies or the urban legends about these aliens that look like Nordic people, but they have a slightly blue tint, but they have the blonde hair. What's funny is like being over 6 feet tall and having blonde hair is kind of like the Nazi ideal. So the fact that the aliens come down, it's kind of ironic. They look like the Nazi ideal of humans and aliens or angels or whatever. And then like that whole heavenly concept, Adonis. I guess Adonis is the word. If you look it up, I think it's a Greek word. Um, but then the one female is the hairy bug. Like it's got a body like an ape, claws, pincers like a crab, lobster monster thing, and then its face has pincers like the front of like a scorpion. Not as gnarly as like a predator. It's still cute. I mean, it has like a Gremlins esque Mogwai, little critter type vibe to it, right? There's like a real nice scene with the Sarge giving it a blanket at one point, taking care of it or whatever. I mean, but ultimately, even with all that, okay, it's just a binge later. All right. Fan service. The fans are chiming in. What are they saying? So Ash Oblivion, who's an artist that I actually know IRL, that's in real life. I had said in a podcast, like in podcast pasts, that Wishmaster 2 was like a good stress reliever. And she said, oh, the Wishmaster movies are so ridiculously great. For some reason, the Bad Ben movies remind me of Wishmaster, even though they're not similar at all. Maybe it's just the bad acting. Anyway, thanks, Ash, for turning me on to the Bad Ben stuff. Folks, that's a real rabbit hole. It's like cheap found footage stuff, and there's like 11 movies. It's ridiculous. Staff picks, if I watched anything else to turn you on to besides the movie of the week, what would it be? Well, let's see. I actually watched Sasquatch Sunset. Have you guys heard about this movie? It's like a day in the life of a Bigfoot, right? And what would that be if it was like fly on the wall documentary style, like a nature documentary almost, but with a sense of humor. Anyway, I get totally devastated about 57 minutes in, right? You'll see why. I'm not going to spoil that part of the movie for you. The highlights include Sasquatch sex, birth, rejection, mushrooms, and discovering music. And that pretty much, that's a good wrap up for Weird September. I watched the weird movies with Bigfoots. I recommend you watch that. That would actually, that kind of is teetering between a binge now and a binge later, but it's a new movie. You can seek it out. I think that's also on Paramount. It's a Paramount night, I guess, with the exception of Zone Troopers. I had to see on something called Screen Picks, which you can add to your Amazon account. Some of these movies are harder to track down, but a lot of them are widely available. Anyway, if you aren't familiar with like Zone Troopers, what the heck? Oh, I forgot to highlight one other thing. That I was gonna make a major thing about. And for some reason, I didn't come across it in my notes. There's actually an amazing. I mean, like the reason I remembered it is because the special effects makeup, obviously on the Sasquatches, is amazing. Not the same dude, but there's another guy. Why is it not coming up? I'm looking through my notes, folks. I'm trying to find this. The alien design in Zone Trooper is designed by a guy whose first name is also John, but Roger Corman said that this guy was like, one of the best in the business as far as makeup design goes. And he also did some makeup work on one of the Friday 13th. He did some makeup work on some other full moon features. Passed away recently, unfortunately. But anyway, so mad props to the guys whose name I forgot, except for his first name is also John. I don't know if they call him Johnny on the streets. I don't know. But anyway, like the makeup effects guy did a really great job in Zone Troopers. Now tied back into the Sasquatches also, it's pretty much photorealistic Sasquatch stuff. I mean, you feel like they're fully functional. Anyway, Sasquatch Sunset. 4 Bigfoots. It's like a clan of Bigfoots. It's like a family plus one extra, which adds to some of the cultural tension within the Bigfoot community in the movie. I mean, you'll have to take a look and see. Sorry, I flubbed coming up with the makeup artist's name. I really wish I didn't, but I try not to go out of these things. I try to keep the show running and not have to do like re-edits or dropping things after the fact. It's almost like a live stream where you just drop it and go, and that's the end of it. I don't know why. I mean, I remember specifically taking the time to write the note about this guy. Anyway, you guys can look it up. Look up Zone Troopers. It has great makeup effects. Again, it's not a total waste of time. And if you like the guys in Trancers and you're like, where else are they? Here's another movie where you can enjoy their camaraderie on screen. I mean, but that's pretty much a wrap up on Weird September. Did it get as weird as it could be? I mean, it could be a little. Things can always be weirder. I guess it depends on your idea of normalcy and where you fall on that litmus test. We're gonna be cruising into October offerings. Again, it is the pumpkin spice season. We're gonna spice it up with some terrifying campfire movies. I mean, we'll be looking at a cheerleader camp. That's one of them, and some of the other ones I don't know. I want to go back and evaluate like the Dead Zone, which is technically a Dragon Ball animated movie, but it's also creepy because they're fighting demons in that one with their magical powers. What else is going on? So that'll be an anime thing for our Halloween run. We'll include that, and there's some other stuff in there. I know there's a Friday the 13th in the list. I think it's one of my favorite ones, and we'll mix it up. That's it for now. You know what? You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I managed to actually not spoil any parts of Zone Troopers for you. Oh, actually, maybe I didn't because I told you the female or the alien, the main alien's a female, which you don't know. It's a plot. It's actually a plot element. I guess I did spoil something from that movie for you.